and that's the game. I'm sure in every sport we get to see those. The stadium is also getting filled up. Earlier on, when Tigers were taking in police, there were quite a few people in the stadium, but we can see that the stadium is starting to fill up from going towards the roadside. If you are, that's the view that we can see side to side with this match. The UCU men and versus Elyon is the UCU Lady Doves versus Seroma, who are the new entrants in this year's league coming from Serie B. The lineups are in. We have 17, jersey 17, that's Lambert. We have Opoya Williams, that's jersey 10 for Elyon. We have jersey 20, Lutia Kenneth. We have jersey 9, that's Chom Emmanuel. And we have the young man, jersey number 6, right there. That's Livingston Pamu. And we also have on the left side of the court, jersey number 8, Atubate. I think last year, that's when he really got his debut to start playing a lot of matches. And honestly, I would say for these young men, he wasn't really bad. And for UCU right there, we've got Mark O'Mara. We've got I can't see their jersey numbers because some of them I'm not really familiar with their names, but I am with their names, but I am familiar with their faces. However, I promise to continue to give you commentary. I start off there with an off system that is easily scored by a dump there. I think games usually start a bit slow, especially considering it's the first games of the season. Yeah, and you can see Nahayo just telling the team to say, you know what, guys, let's take this serious. Let's just move. So Naphtali is the starting setter, right, for UCU right there. Both teams starting with some unforced errors right there. Mark O'Mara to the service box. He normally paces his ball with a jump float. I don't know if it's a jump float because it takes off, but not really that high when it takes off. But he's one of those people that I would say in Uganda has got a jump float. Oh, he's changed. He's going for a jump service and he misses that one, giving out a freebie to Elyon at this early stage of the match. We have the libero there, jersey number 2, Semenya Moses, and picks one there, and it goes out of bounds. That's a point for UCU. There is no scoreboard on the court, and also our screen are not showing the scoreboard. Okay, scoreboard. We have the scoreboard. Oh, wait. Hello, can you have the scoreboard? It's our own scoreboard. Nahayo goes out of bounds there. Another unforced error. UCU is really starting very slow for the UCU that I know. I think this is way too slow compared to how they normally start a game. UCU and right there at Bait taking that serve way out of bounds. Probably it's just game nerves, or it's just the game has just started and it's our first game, and look, we're getting into it. So someone finally crosses off the serve and a block there from Ian Akampa, who was one of their middles, and Ayela, with Ian joining Sportis and Ayela joining KBC, and Eli picked up an injury last week. Big and a hard swing that's right there from Opoya. Opoya hardly ever takes easy swings. He just goes for it, and considering his way shorter, I think he really explodes very well. You will bear with me, I don't have the scoreboard, but we will keep following the game. Another unforced error right there from UCU. Could be they're getting used to Naphtali as their setter, especially their starting setter in this game. But one would have thought they would have put in the other young man who was there last year. But today he still sits out on the bench, and Naphtali starts the game instead. They have Coach Dewo on the side, who sometimes we see featuring for Nemo Stars as a player. So I wonder if this season is going to be playing and coaching, or he's just going to be coaching. An overpass there, and Elyon Volleyball Club will gladly take that and block it down. Elyon still in the driver's seat in the early stages of this game here. UCU still trying to find themselves, but Elyon also still missing quite a lot of serves for just a game that has just begun. I think they really need to just think about it. I think sometimes it's important that players get to just cross. If it's not all working, just make sure at least the serves goes over to the opponent side and you try again. Same thing again for UCU. Right there we can see Spencer sending that ball as well on the net. They managed to retrieve that ball right there, even though it looked like it was going over bound. A block, but it's retrieved, and again it's sent there. Backward and a touch. UCU finally gets that point. You hardly ever get to see such long rallies from men's volleyball. But like I said, this game for me has really started on a slow note, and I hope they will improve on their errors. I hope both teams will improve on just the way they pass the ball around. Another set that also is not right at the antenna, so it causes a block, and recycled, played again, and another pipe. I like really showing that he's making a statement with that those combinations, and it's usually very well for a setter. It works very well for a setter if he just starts to split the block, give a pipe, give outside. It keeps the opponent guessing. UCU look like they want to serve to zone 5 right there, but Naphtali comes in with his second service error. I must say, for where level they've really missed so much saves. The higher with the big swing going on just the diagonal, but going towards 6, and that is caused by the fact that the middle was late to join in there. Mark O'Mara mid-serve. I think honestly he was doing well with his jump float. Let's see what happens towards as the game goes on, but also let's see even as the season goes on. Players do get to change, but I wonder if they get to know and find out what am I good at, what can I do, what can I not do. Even as we're talking about that, there goes Ochom sending that ball out wide, going on that jump service as well. So the middle has come back on. That is Spencer. We'll be watching Spencer. We'll love to see how he fills in those shoes of the middle blockers who are not there. And the higher gets an easy block there. I think the setter is struggling pushing that ball right to the antenna, which is at least it can give the attacker options, but that one doesn't give the attacker options because the attacker can only go diagonal. Yet that's where the middle is best placed. And now a good set, and he manages to steal a block touch and wipe and go towards the line to the highest right hand there. So the wrist works so much in volleyball. Clever attackers who can use their wrist can do quite a lot of things when it comes to scoring in volleyball. And an ace right there by Opoyo. Another save right there, and the ball will go to the Hayo. And yes, we expect a lot of balls to go to the opposite because basically players on the right side of the court, they are not passing. So most of the times you'd expect them to be hard attackers, ace attackers as they call them nowadays, but also very good blockers as well. Easy pass there, and again to Opoya, who manages to make use of that one. Mark O'Mara was found flat-footed in position 6 right there. So with the defense, you find that in volleyball you have to just stay light, but you have to also keep track of how your block is moving in order to defend very well. Another service error right there. The service errors, oh my goodness, it's raining service errors by Alutia Kenneth. Let's see if UCU's player Owomugasho will get that service on court. Oh yes, he does, to Apoyo, in a dump that is clumsily picked up by UCU and leads up to them sending a free ball. Another outside, and obviously we expect Opoya Williams to make use of that. I think for those who don't know, I found out, okay, I didn't find out, I was told towards the end of the season last year that Opoya and Silva are brothers. Alex, unfortunately, there's no scoreboard, but also our media team, I don't see our scoreboard. So yeah, I think it's hard just commentating a game where there's no scoreboard, and it's like we're just watching a movie. A good swing right there. Was there touch? No touch. And Ochom Emmanuel struggling right there to score the ball. I'm told the score should be 16-16. Picked up a dump and it finds Ndahayo slipping on court there, and not too sure, but that should be 17-16 in favor of Elyon, even as Lambert goes to the service goal box. Will he jump? Will he float? Let's see. A jump there and aces Mark O'Mara, who really we expect to be their one of their strong their main passers right there. I think also UCU are going to miss what's his name, Opunyo. It should be Opunyo. I think he's now playing for. Has escaped my mind, but I think he was one of their main receivers last year and has been for the past like 2 seasons. He's a well-rounded player, also short in stature, but clearly they're missing him in terms of the pass right there. Timeout called by Coach Deo for UCU. Let's see if they will fix the timeout that the coach has called for. End of timeout. Let's see if UCU has fixed the issues that they have that led to coach calling a timeout. I think in this game, most of the times when these young boys are playing, they really tend to be underdogs, and I would say there's not so much of a big rivalry, but yeah, and most of the times as underdogs, they really do tend to upset a lot of teams. There's another serve error by Lambert there, so several save errors right there. Swing has gone out, and an unforced error right there for Elyon. Another target to save to zone 5, and by Naphtali, he manages to get that on, considering that for the last 2 services he was erroring, and that results in him earning his team a way of blocking better. So I think they want to make a statement. They really want to pressure that zone so that they can block better. They want to remove the options. A substitution, early substitution there from Elyon coming out. That would be Livingstone coming out. So a new setter is on court. Let's see how he sets right there, and net touch right there. So Okware Brian is the other setter today, who is assisting Livingstone. So that is a straight up sub. Most of the times we see a double sub being put forward. Pass properly put, but that's just a poor hit. And the touches are really helping UCU. One of the differences that I've seen already is that Naphtali is is not releasing the balls in terms of setting as quick as how Hussein Odome would always release. So I'm wondering of both these teams having new setters. A free ball going to the side of UCU. Will they score? And UCU, will they score? And Dahayo almost manages, and yes, he does manage after the libero fails to dig that ball very well, and that's a score. Another break point achieved, even though we still don't know what the scores are. Mark O'Mara back to the service box. He's changed where he was serving from. He wants to shift to go and save from position 1. A timeout called there by Elyon. And ladies and gentlemen, there is the scoreboard. Finally, thank you S Media for providing us with the scoreboard. The scores are 21 UCU and 19 Elyon in this first set, where I would say both the teams honestly haven't really shown quite what system they are playing, except UCU at least making it's being obvious that they want to serve to 5 so that they can score better. However, Mark O'Mara saving a different zone right there, and a diagonal right there ends Elyon a point, even as Emmanuel Ochom scores that point. The Elyon boys, I think, are really maturing well in volleyball, but I would say I worry for their height. I think the team that started was looking tall, but lately they're really looking short. Off system set right there, and it is picked up well, and a dump by Okoya, which really does not go to the intended place. Another swing taken, but easily picked up by the libero there, and quite a lot of not really organized play right there, and Dahayo will finally take the big swing. So I think both these teams are really failing to make the transitions from defense to attack to make them quite strong. It's like everyone is just all over, no one moves out and no one comes in to pick up those balls, but UCU ends that point, making it 22-20. Side out achieved. What a dump right there, clever dump by Kenneth. Atibate goes to the service box for Elyon, even as they are 1 point away. That was almost an overpass, but the setter did well to jump set that one, and the middle was right there. So that's another point for UCU, making it 23-21. Another timeout called by Coach Joshua Mangeni. Coach Joshua also, ladies and gentlemen, was part of the under-20 technical team. Actually, he was not part of, he was the head coach for that squad for the under-20. So he's a man with quite a lot of experience. He's a man who has mentored these boys and has managed to make them stay in this league. From the time that they entered this league, they've managed to just secure their slot in Serie A, because Serie A is for the big boys. Then this year we have so far KU and Tigers also joining Serie A, and after the playoffs, after Leje, tally front court, meaning that Apoya will obviously take that chance to go above the setter and save a point, even if success right there. Oh my God! swing. Oh yes, he swings. That's Lambert right there. The courage. I like the courage. That ball was just picked up and somehow happened to be right in the middle, not a set. And he makes use of it. And UCU will call for a timeout.
I last saw you in the Gulu. Are you sure that I remember seeing you?
The best time is so exciting. I suspect that Elyon is picking up over to the meeting as I said that it's still not straightforward. So, pardon us, ladies and gentlemen, for that. Elyon was set again, met a player in the 46 meter, and it was still right up and Spencer's attack right there. So Spencer goes to the 46 and I think one of the brothers, I call him one of the brothers because he has a lot of brothers who play volleyball, but one guy who plays in Rwanda and Zero has got two of his brothers also playing for UCU and one of today. A dump that is picked up and will Mark O'Mara score, and Mark O'Mara gets himself a touch on that ball on its way out. Substitution there, Spencer coming out. That's usually a serving substitution where we see one of the brothers, like I said, John Kokase Oumo, jersey number, no, that's Ogwang. Kerespo William going to save the prop. Very well, Kevin's hands that were just outside, those hands were just hanging. You need to penetrate to make sure that the ball goes down on court, but also while they penetrate, they need to penetrate and align the ball to the court side. Big swing right there for UCU. Very, very big swing. And they score themselves a point. Dahayo and Naftali the setter back on court. A double substitution. My apologies for just going out on you, ladies and gentlemen. Set one has been wrapped up, and UCU takes that first set right there. But not a convincing start right there for both teams. Both teams are not looking that much solid. but let's see if they can get to catch up and just start playing the kind of volleyball that we're used to. You know, the kind of volleyball that there'll be good passes, good services, but it is what it is. It is 1-0 UCU benefit from the set.
How do you greet me when you're looking at the height matches? Yours are in the car. Come back. What's it up?
The teams are coming on court for set 2 right now. Let's see if there are any changes. Jersey number 5, UCU, right there. Mark O'Mara is on court. Naphtali and Hayo is on court. No changes for team UCU and Ayamba, jersey number 19, all on court right there. And also for Elyon, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if there are any changes that I can see here clearly. The jersey numbers are not quite clear when they are facing front, but I see Emmanuel and I see Opoya. A free ball on that first point right there. The libero will set it and a swing is taken and out of bounds. That is the first swing right there for Elyon, and it means UCU takes that first point right there. So Oluka Simon Peter is also among the starters right there. A drop serve that is easily picked up. However, that ball is dumped, but it's a block out by John Kokasi and it goes out of bounds there. So Blair is helping O'Mara on that pass as well. About the scoreboard that was not quite in place. But now we see back as we've organized ourselves, and in this set we see that UCU is making a statement. It's 2-2 right now. Mark O'Mara goes to the service box. So I'm going to say, please pass on my regards to Coach Shira from SAD in David. I heard her in the background. Ha 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 ha. I will pass on your regards. I also heard her in the background somewhere, but she's definitely not here with me. But if you know, you know. UCU picks up that point again, and the score should be 3-2. Ladies and gentlemen, in the background here, I see a man called Kasasa. Kasasa, you are welcome. One of the photographers here. Mark O'Mara sends that ball out wide, and it's a freebie for Elyon Volleyball Club. Even as Lambert comes on court, and they take to the other middle takes to save. He is Emmanuel Emmanuel Ochom. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible with pronunciations, but I will keep working on them. A pipe there from Mark O'Mara, and UCU takes the lead, 2-point lead now, even as John Kokasi takes to the service box, and Ayamba Spencer comes back on court. So there's no libero on court right now. Kokasi will stay in 6. Will that be a big swing? Oh, what a fumbling. I think both these teams, to me, they look like they're fumbling quite a lot today. They're not steady on the ball. And big swing from the young man, Opoya. Dahayo is not blocking on the ball, and the middle is late, so it creates space in between the seam, and it scores. Libero comes on court. Number 9 for UCU, Mark Omara. It's a 3-pass and a middle dump. Why would you dump a ball when they've set for you a middle? And UCU doesn't manage, Elyon doesn't manage to transition to that, and UCU at the second goal will take it through Gasho play, and he scores it. Thank you for watching, Susan, and Alex. I hope the scoreboard is clear. 5-4 it is, and UCU leads 1 there is set. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined here by my nephew. So here and there you're gonna hear him also making a bit of commentary. I'll coach him to say a few words. Emmanuel, please say hi to the viewers, Emmanuel.
Hello.
Welcome, Emmanuel. And a side out right there by team Elyon. That goes out wide, and a difference of 2 in the points. UCU 6 and Elyon 4. A middle, but it is picked up and crossing under the net right there by Owomugasho play. So in any case, if you're wondering what crossing is, if the center line that separates the two sides, if you cross with your whole foot or maybe both of them, that's when you get to be charged crossing. A jump save by Opoya, picked up by Mark Omara, and it goes to the opposite backcourt and outside. Like I said, I do feel that these backcourt defense, they are not on their toes. They're flat-footed. I thought Dahayo missed that ball, so it should have been way easier by expectation for the libero to be able to pick up that ball from Elyon, but he didn't. And they will go UCU, and a dump picked up. Unfortunately, there is a net violation. I've actually never seen a player who will outrightly, Emmanuel, say, "Oh yes, I fouled." So like when they touch the net, the point goes to the opposite. But all the players would be like, me. Yet clearly, you would have seen that someone would have touched the net. And a ball on court there causes that point to be started again. The referee had blown the whistle, now he has to blow again. A jump save, and it goes out. I don't remember if Lambert has managed to put any serve on court. So in any case, his team is trying to score points, and he's removing from those points, even as John Kokasi gets in the middle there for UCU. So I think Elyon might really need to do better in their service game. Picked up as well there, and to the right side, the higher dumps that ball, and the libero fumbles. Unfortunately, it cannot be retrieved. Simple points that UCU are making, and that sends Spencer Yamba back to the service box. Oh, pipe gone wrong. The setter had thought very well. I like this combination. Unfortunately, I think it had stayed quite a long time. It stayed a long time without doing it. So Opoya missed that one off bounds. But also stretching the lead for UCU right there. You see the lead is now at 4 points. Out ball, the setter tries to set that, and it touches the antenna. still Spencer on the service box there for UCU, and finally they get a point. That is Elyon get a point from Ochom Emmanuel. These boys are normally very, very aggressive, but today they're looking a bit complacent. I think I've only seen Okoya take these big swings, but the rest of them really, Makomara goes out of bounds right there. I think he's used to quick sets, and so he moved in way early to attack. Unfortunately, Naphtali couldn't connect in terms of speed with him, and that went out of bounds, reducing the point gap to 3. And this time around, they confirm. We call it confirming when a setter gives back the attacker the ball that he had missed. And 12-8 is the score as Naphtali goes to the service box. Coach Dale right there trying to talk to Naphtali as he goes to the service box. He's been struggling quite a lot today with 7. He gets it to 5 and to the right side and out of bounds. That's another unforced error. He thinks there was a touch, and the ref says, unfortunately, my boy, there was no touch right there, and that is opposite for Elyon at bait. Coach sends a substitution. Who is it coming from? Oh, they're coming from for Ochom Emmanuel. Let's see if what the coach is saying will work. I think for me, he hasn't been passing, he hasn't been converting well. So hence the coach says, you know what, let's rest you a bit. And Naphtali gives a freebie as a service outside to team Elyon. Straight to the middle, the service goes and the attack goes out. That pass was passed from 6, but the setter also insisted on setting that ball in the middle, both backward middle, yet he had also called a steal ball for the attacker that mistakes. And before we finish talking, another service error from Elyon, who really seemed to be really sinking deep. I'm not sure if Elyon are ready for the season, but who knows. Let's see, most of them are doing senior 5, senior 6, so sometimes it could be the pressure of exams, but also sometimes it could be the game is just too big for them, though I still don't think so. Yes, Mark Omara takes that pipe, he's kicked, and they're going to do it again to Ndahayo this time around, and Ndahayo scores that ball easily. So the gap keeps opening up for UCU. Opoya looking for that line there on the right side to try and use the short setter. Unfortunately, the ball to try and there's no short setter. It's actually Ndahayo, who is one of the tallest. That's why he probably went out, because that block is high. Mark Omara serving to zone 1 right there, and it's gonna be a free ball again, picked up very well in the middle. Yes, as the Tigers boys would say it, in the middle, but it's still picked up. Their middle is a bit on the softer side. So Mark Omara and the libero Rajab fumble there on that ball that should have been picked up easily, and give Elyon a break point finally, even as Lambert comes back on court. I think I expect a lot more from people like Lambert, who really have played and in several situations have shown that they can do better. Block out right there, even as Ndahayo uses that short man, and UCU just basically continuing to just enjoy themselves. I mean, Elyon is not putting them under pressure at all. So there's really nothing to worry about. Let's see what Blake can do, even as he's coming in front court. Kokasi sends that ball out, and for Elyon, Kenneth Olutia goes to the service box. We also haven't seen quite a lot of aces from both these sides. Mark Omara passes well, and a set error, but also a defensive error on the side of Elyon. Really it's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty for Elyon. They need to tidy up. They need to tidy up who's where. They need to tidy up in positional discipline. Service error by Ndahayo. Double substitution there for team UCU. Kevin comes on for Naphtali front court. Kevin, jersey number 18. Comes on right there. That's Anthony Asasira. And middle set right there, and it's well converted by Spencer. I think these are the kind of sets that UCU really are used to, the quick sets. That's why I was wondering why their preferred setter is Naphtali. But yeah, Naphtali is also quite a very good player. A substitution, they are Lambert now goes outside, and who comes on court? It should be, is it Okware Brian? I should see the jersey number well. Overpass and use it. Yes, they'll definitely use it, and Kevin makes good use of it. So that was Alan coming in right there for Lambert. So yeah, I think Coach Joshua is just looking to see what he can change to make this Elyon side just play 5 according to how we're used to seeing them playing. And another middle right there being set up by Anthony, setting for Spencer, and he does a good job to score that ball. So I think Spencer is going to really enjoy a lot of game time here, and John, even in the absence of Ellie, who picked up an injury at the National Club Championships past weekend. Spencer sends that one out, and it's a point. But UCU are leading like comfortably. So really, they've got nothing to worry about. Even when they make these errors, they know Elyon will also make such errors, even as that ball is sent out from the service box, and going to serve is Kevin. I think coach says, you know what, the lead is well, so we have no worry. We don't need to reverse that substitution right there. Picked up, and they go opposite, easily picked up by play right there. And Mark O'Mara is blocked. He will have another try, dumps it over, picked up by the libero. The defenses are really very, very, like they're going well for both teams, and Mark O'Mara goes with a big swing down the line. And in volleyball, we normally say, there goes the boom, there goes the boom, boom, there goes the boom, because that was quite a hard swing. I really want to see more of those. Mark O'Mara is out right now, giving way for Komakech Emmanuel. Coming on court. This should be his debut day as well. Kevin sends that one out, and taking Elyon to 16 and UCU 23 in the set. Another service error by Elyon. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe Elyon is having so much service error. They are not playing well, they are not coordinating well, but the service errors keep flowing. And Able will also go off court, making way for jersey number 11, who is Francis Opio. Let's see what Opio has to offer in that outside. Another service error by Komakech Emmanuel. I mean, he just got on court and he just makes a service error. Set point for UCU, and Elyon have 17, even as they have to serve. Picked up very well, recycled and a dump on his side is what we get from Opia. So Elyon will have another chance to score, even as UCU has about 7 set points. Overpass point right there by Elyon. And the gap just keeps being reduced. Now it's down to 5 set points. Will Elyon catch up? I dare them. Finally picked up very well, and he will receive the ball. Unfortunately, he's blocked again. I think the coach might have removed his big players too soon, because they're failing to score even a point. The pass is good, the set is good, but they're failing to see how to attack, and that has reduced the point, the lead to 4 points right now. So still 4 match points. All they need is one side out, and the set is wrapped up. It is on the service box right there. Simon Peter serving, and a pick by the libero, and a dump right there. Finally, set is ripped up by UCU. And it's 25-20, 2 sets to 0. There's not so much to talk about in this game, because there's quite a lot of errors. If you're watching, thank you for staying with us, and thank you for just choosing to be on the stream and just to be watching these games, coming to you live from Yes Center in Zambia, the home of Sporters. So I would love to see how many errors both these teams have. I would love to see how many swings both these teams have. But what I can tell you is that there's been quite a lot of service misses there. And there also seems to be quite a lot of, in terms of the team play that is needed for Team Elyon. As we can see that some of the faces that we know that are normally in this team are not there, but also quite a lot of expectations for players like Lambert, for players like Apoya. However, I would say Apoya for me is still looking that solid, but obviously volleyball is not a game where one man can do it alone kind of thing. So I think that's where really the team needs to think. How are they passing? How are they playing? But also even the kind of energy that Elyon normally brings. They're a team that we know that they normally bring the energy of, you know what, we've got nothing to lose. But today they do seem like they're shying a bit from the game. While UCU, we might want to think, oh, they're also really playing a game that's shaky. But sometimes it could be the opponent. They're playing according to the speed of the opponent, or it could also be their game is lacking a bit. But coming from NCC, where we saw them face off with Nemo Stars, I think they were really looking sharp in UCU. So I think UCU are up for grabs to take these 3 points, unless otherwise Elyon, the boys from Namugongo, pull up a shocker and manage to do something different, especially when it comes to their serving. Teams are getting back on court. UCU maintaining their starting lineup, and Elyon also kind of maintaining how they started, how they finished the last set. starting with Anthony is the setter right there, and they fail to get that break point. So Elyon will take to the service book right now. Set to the high. Oh, he dumps it, but it's picked up. Though I think it was going hard. And a block by Kokasi there, but picked up again, and another pick up. Off system will not Omara do anything. Unfortunately, that ball is overcooked by the setter, and it goes way outside, and Mark Omara sends it out of the bound outside the ante. Mark Omara getting a swing there. That's what we know Mark Omara to be doing. But Elyon are leading also for the first time in this game, I would say, and out of bounds. That increases their lead to 3 points. So let's see if really they can manage. We need a middle coming in right there. The middle has to come in the form of Oluka, Simon, Peter, even as that service is taken by Alan. And stepping, I don't know what happened there, but I can see the ref says maybe that ball had crossed over to the side of Elyon, and that's where the setter played it from. So 3-point lead right there. They're serving Mark Omara on the outside. Ndahayo scores that point on that diagonal. A block there by UCU, what would call a monster block. Mark Omara takes to the service. Saves that fight zone and aces the libero there. And UCU has caught up. Oh, it is actually passed Elyon by 1. So I think Elyon need to pick themselves up in terms of how they pass. Omara changes and goes to look for Apoya to serve him, and will Apoya pump on that one? Yes, he does. And it's really like a wow thing if you see such a short guy going above, and the higher who should be what, 6'1", you know, or 6'0", somewhere there, you know. I think they need to fix that block, but it's a good thing that Elyon is really pushing. Even their service is showing intention right now. And a dump there picked up by Elyon. And again, unfortunately this time, he is blocked by John Kokasi. Touched, and another opportunity. Oh, Elyon, like I said, with the fumbling, and UCU increases the lead to 2 points right now.
Whoa!
Kokasi on the service box right there. The setter, Anthony, communicating something, picked up by the libero, and on the outside to Opoya, and a big swing. Yes, Emmanuel, that's really easy. A wonderful attack by the young man, jersey number 10, Opoya. I'm not sure I stand corrected, but I think he was the captain for the under 20 side that was currently in Egypt. And Tunda higher, and a block touch right there, and he scores that. So 8 UCU and 5 Elyon, and the set scores are 2-0. As Kulumba says, Elyon is struggling without their principal setter, Edriza, who moved to KCCA, and of course without Silva. Definitely they're struggling. But there's also a young man, I'm not sure if his name is Maso Musa. He is a setter. I don't see him here today. Middle attack there. I think it's quite heartwarming to see Elyon going to that middle right there, giving Jetro that middle ball. And I mean, this set looks better, of course, because if you had seen how it started, you really would have felt sad for the young men. But I think this set, they look more lively. They're really trying. Jump save by Opoya right there, picked up nicely and sent in the middle. I think the young man, Olitia Kenneth, could have attempted to pick that ball to save his team, even as Blair goes to the service box and Mark Komara comes front court for UCU. Good target service there to the libero. Another middle attack attempted, however, Mark reads that one well and is blocked. I like the fact that Emmanuel now, the setter, is trying to set middle. So we see Lambert has come back on court right there. I think the coach was giving them time to think about what they've been doing and how they've been playing. And also we see Emmanuel Ochoa coming back on court, and a dump there finds Opoya flat, and the gap is now 5. I doubt they're going to be able to redeem themselves. Back to the service box, there is Spencer. No, that's not Spencer. Yes, what happened, Emmanuel? Blair is back to the service. We call that an ace. So when someone serves a ball and the opponent is not able to return it. Will he get another ace? Not now. Picked up and set outside for... and Emmanuel is not having a good day. He's failing to side out, he's failing to block, and the gap now has gone to how many now, Emmanuel? So you start by calling the points for the team that is serving. So right now we say 13-6, and another dump there. I think the Hayo picked up a ball when the backcourt was ready to pick that ball, so that gives takes Elyon to 17 with Lambert going to the service box. I do feel like maybe these boys have been studying because they're all at school, so maybe that's why their game is not on point today. Thank you, Barasa. You're saying there's so much improvement in S Media compared to last season. Thank you very much. We keep working, we keep trying. All in all, we just want people to enjoy volleyball. An overpass right there, and it is made good use of by the middle blocker from Elyon, who is none other than Simon Peter. I find these names interesting, and I think one day when I get to have a son, Emmanuel, I'm going to call them John Mark, John Paul, something like that. In Zimbabwe, we don't really have that. Pipe and well scored by Blair. Blair is really doing pretty well, filling in those big shoes where I fear pronouncing his name wrongly, so let me ask Jim. Oh yes, thank you, Shamira. Opus, yes. So yes, I was saying Blair fills in the shoes for Opus, I think, very well. And Opus is now playing in Sky, ladies and gentlemen. Spencer takes to the service box. Elyon just trying to cover up that gap, but it seems too hard and mountain to climb. Serve to Williams, and it penetrates through the
kati olaba geeti esooka okuleka nga tukujja kusayi waliwo geeti esooka namotoka
Makumara passes the ball. He goes to the high goes to the line, and the ball is there. And Emmanuel is going to pump that ball hard. That's Atubate. And no, that's not Atubate. That's Ochom Emmanuel. They're both Emmanuels. That's Ochom, yes, the outside hitter, and he gets that big swing. And the gap has been reduced. It's now 5-point the gap. Maybe they can pull in a few meters, especially if they set very well. Mara is picked up there. And down the line, ladies and gentlemen, Ochom is fired up right now. And Ochom is also was also part of the squad that was playing under 20. So somebody's asking which fixture is coming up. Elyon versus KCCA. And again, oh yes, that's a big game. Big swing. KU versus KVC is the game that is next. And the gap, Emmanuel has reduced to so Elyon are really surprising me right now, but I love such surprises. I mean, games should be this interesting. Games should not give us something that is obvious. Mark Omara goes down in between the middle blocker and the outside there on the chair, Kenneth, and manages to score that point. Let's see what the young setter Livingstone is going to cook to get a side out. Will he give it to Emmanuel? Or will he give it to Atubate Emmanuel on the outside? Or will he give it to the middle? And he does give it to Ochom, and Ochom goes way outside. I think that set was a bit behind, so he was anticipating hitting it in front of him, but unfortunately it went behind, and we've gone back to a 5-point lead. Save to Williams. Picked up right there. Play. And another try, but Play is not able to pick up that. So Okoya is doing a good job in stabilizing the pass for Elyon. The gap is now 4 points. I think the plan now is to save. We've seen several. Oh, what a dump by Ndahayo. But the libero was sleeping while also Ochom Emmanuel, who was in a better position to get that ball, leaves it. I think those things need to be well communicated. They need to know libero, how far is my libero, how quick are they in order for you to leave them to take that ball. Mark Omara goes to the service box. The carry is charged on this and Mark Omara goes to have a work with the ref. I'm just wondering, is he saying ref? Did he see it well? Or yeah, you wonder what sometimes. I feel like some of these things just have to on the line right there, even as Mark Omara left that. The scoreboard is UCU 18 and Elyon 15, so they keep reducing the deficit, these UCU boys, and they keep pumping Omara as Play is blocked right there. He will go for another one and steals one through in the seam. Very good swing right there. Monster block, ladies and gentlemen, from UCU right there. and we are on highway 2015 it is with UCU 2 sets up. I think for me, at least this game is getting better life, though it seems like the Elyon boys really took quite a long time to get into it. I think they might be beaten this set, but they are really at least putting up some resistance a bit, even as they are getting blocks right there with Lambert with a monster block. So to the service box is number 20, Aluta Kenneth, and picks it up. They get it over. Oh yes, they've been having several digs, and it goes, and it's a block out. A better game, better resistance, and better the way they're moving their feet, the way they're covering up. They're no longer flat-footed, so it looks better. However, is it too late, or will they catch up? UCU 21, Elyon 16. Whoa! How you sense that onto the net. Jump save by Opoya, and play touches the net as it tries to get that swing. This is a bit too tight, and instead of just going with a simple dump, you'd already exploded, but you can still get your hand up to it. But it's just that sometimes attackers, when they're up there, they feel like they tend to lose the ball. Another weak targeting wheel. Unfortunately, Elyon also sends an overpass, which is well blocked right there. Mark Franco plays even as Elyon tries to reassemble. Block touch, 6 is 2 in, and they couldn't pick it up. I felt like that was a block touch by Elyon at 23. An ace, ladies and gentlemen, what a save. Saves 5-5 right there, and match point it is. And the coach is gonna substitute. Let's see who are they gonna remove. They're gonna remove Mark O'Mara, and they are going to should be Anna Ronnie. Match point right there. UCU intends to wrap this up, pick up by Opoya, and unfortunately it goes outside right there. Let's see what Ronnie will he touch the ball, because there's only 1 point left, Emmanuel. I mean, you're right. Since they were targeting Mark O'Mara, surely they should be targeting whoever got in for Mark O'Mara right there. But let's see if the server is going to think about that. Even the score is at 19-24. And the server decides to end the match. Ladies and gentlemen, UCU has done it easily. And by the way, just a quick statistics that I'm remembering off the head is that UCU, because they've won this match 3-0, I think they go on top of the table, ladies and gentlemen, for this week. But there's still some more games to play. Why I'm saying that is because yesterday NSAMBYA Stars won 3-1. Today Tigers won 3-1. So far it is UCU is on top of the table. Let's see what KAU versus KABC game. Let's see how it will end up. But ladies and gentlemen, KU just joined the league, and they're going to be playing in Serie A this year. Bad luck to Elyon right there. We also tend to see how the season goes, but I think if they most of them are going to be going through exams, and that might be a challenge. But the season will also be played next year in January, when most of them would have finished exams and they will have time to just keep going with the matches. But even right now, we know and we don't expect them to just go out just like that. I think they are going to come back strong. They're going to show a bit of resistance in the future upcoming games. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Adome Hussein Juma, the setter that I was talking about for UCU, is here online saying, "Safe journey, boys. I'm wondering where you are, Hussein. But yes, your boys have won the match convincingly. The ladies' match is still on." Thank you for joining us here at S Media. Stay tuned for the next fixture, which is due to start at 5 p.m. EAT time, live from Zambia. My name is Memory Dube, aka Coach Memza, and I was joined in the studio by my nephew. Thank you. Enjoy the rest.